The stands are packed and ready for fireworks night, and they're hoping it'll be in celebration. It's the rubber match in Game 5 between the Fremont Moo and the Spearfish Sasquatch, live from Black Hills Energy Stadium in beautiful Spearfish, South Dakota. I'm AJ Reister. Aiden Wirtz is our producer and director all season long for all home games. The Squatch took the first 2 games of the series, but the Moo have taken the last 2 to tie the series. Last night was exciting. It was a 1-run ball game going. The Squatch were down by 3 going to the final couple of frames of the ball game. They scored 3, but ultimately had the bases loaded in the bottom of the 9th, but could not bring in 1 run to tie it and push extras or score 2 to walk it off. And Fremont was able to hold on for their 2nd win of the season. They are back to 500, 2-2. The Squatch looking for win number 3 on the year as they are now 2-5 on the year. It'll be up to Caleb Hoppy making his 2nd start of the season. Let's take a look at the defense behind him. Starting in the outfield, going left to right, it'll be Sam Kwapnowski and the newcomer in center, Lucas Torelli, and right, it's Ethan Mooser. Along the infield, it'll be Diego Trujillo making his first appearance in the field. And at the plate, he pitched a couple of days ago, but making his first appearance defensively at third. Nick Work, the SDSU shortstop, will be starting there, and Peyton Fort moves over to second, while Kyle Finn, his first game back in a Spearfish uniform, is at first. Gio Masterosa gets the nod behind the dish. Now let's take a look at the batting order for the Fremont Moo. Leading things off will be the designated hitter Carter Shellsmith, followed by Jake Mitchell and Brendan Floyd. The heart of the order is Joshua Hardiman, Braden Jones, and Tanner Jacobson. And rounding out the starting 9 will be Tyler Wise, Rob Hodges, and Preston Gajewski. Caleb Hoppy on the mound for the Squatch. Again, he started over the weekend in Game 2. Had a phenomenal start. Picked up 6 strikeouts. And he starts the game off here with the ball. Hoppy from Belgrade, Montana, goes to Dakota State University. Takes a strike on the outside corner, 1-1. Down in Hastings, threw 4 innings and struck out 6 on 84 pitches. Here's the 1-1. Did he go around? No, he did not, says the home plate umpire. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball, tap foul. Hoppy features a fastball, sits around 87 to 89. Set a big goal this summer is to try and sit consistently in the low 9s. Also has curveball, slider, 2-seamer, and a changeup that he throws in there as well. That one is fouled off and takes the umpire's mask with him. Home plate umpire will shake it off. At the plate for Fremont is Carter Shellsmith. This week, 2 for 5, an RBI, a walk, 2 runs scored, and 1 K on the back of his card. Even count, 2-2. Hoppy comes set. Breaking ball misses low. Shellsmith attends Marshalltown Community College in Iowa. Is originally from Waukon, Iowa. In 52 games in the spring, hit .368 with 4 bombs and collected 36 ribbies and scored 45 times. Full count is hit up the middle. Fort with the backhanded stop. He bobbles it. The throw to first is not in time. So the hard ground ball up the middle leads to an infield single, and the Moo have their leadoff runner aboard. Fort kept it in the infield but couldn't make the play. Moves over to second after he started last night at third with Wilson Kiefer out for at least a month after tweaking his knee in the doubleheader a couple of days ago. That'll bring up the center fielder, Jake Mitchell. The Hawkeye takes a strike on the inner half of the plate. Mitchell's older brother, Gable, is the starting shortstop for Iowa. Jake redshirted his true freshman year, making really his first couple of appearances this week since graduating high school at City High. Even count 1-1. Hoppy looks in. The pitch just misses the top of the zone, ball 2. Hoppy goes to Dakota State, and it's kind of interesting how he ended up there. Said he wasn't getting a whole lot of offers or looks out of high school, but he actually met the head coach at Dakota State at his cousin's wedding. And they got to talking, and the coach ended up bringing him out for a camp and saw what Caleb had to offer and said, yeah, we'd like to see you pitch here. Ended up getting hurt his senior year of high school. This one's fouled off. Had to get Tommy John. So did not end up pitching at all at Dakota State with a medical red shirt. And he made his first appearance since high school over the weekend down in Hastings, and it was a beauty, picking up 6 strikeouts. Here's the 3-2. This one's flipped foul. He's been talking all week about how excited he's been pitching on fireworks night, and how could you not be. Great crowd out here in Spearfish. Looking to celebrate with some fireworks and a win if the Squatch can get win number 3 tonight. Here's the 3-2 to Mitchell. Swing and a miss. Down he goes in the first K for Hoppy on the night. Make that 7 strikeouts on the year now for Caleb, as it brings up Brendan Floyd. Attends Rowan College of South Jersey, originally from York, Pennsylvania. First pitch is a breaking ball that misses high. Floyd this week 2 for 10, a run scored, an RBI, 3 walks to 4 Ks. Played in 48 games this last spring, hit .357 with 4 home runs and 45 RBIs, which was second most on the team. Here's a hack and a miss, evens the count 1-1. But going back to Hoppy and his Tommy John surgery, said it was really tough for him, put on a lot of extra weight, and once he got to Dakota State, really worked out and tried to drop a lot of weight by working out more. As that one gets by Massarosa, and the runner will advance to second. He said he ballooned up 35 pounds, but was able to drop it his redshirt year, back down to 210 now. Says he even wants to try and drop a couple more pounds, but wants to continue to build strength and velocity, especially this summer before his first true year at Dakota State. The 2-1. Catches the outside corner, 2-2. Comes set, looks back at Mitchell. Fires to the plate, the 2-2, and the dirt good stop by Massarosa behind the dish. He's going to go out and talk to Hoppy. Full count on Brendan Floyd. The starting catcher tonight. Him and Shelsman have been going back and forth behind the dish all week. Owen Michelson, who has been starting behind the plate for the Squatch, getting a night off. Here's the 3-2. Strike 3 called on the outside corner. Back-to-back Ks for Caleb Hoppy. Good start for Caleb after allowing a leadoff single from Carter Schausman. He picks up 2 strikeouts, and here is Joshua Hardiman. He's been red hot all week, but last night went 0 for 5. First pitch from Hoppy. This one's lifted out to right. Mooser comes in and makes a running catch for out number 3. So the leadoff single doesn't hurt Hoppy as he picks up a couple of Ks. Squatch and Moo, zeros on the board as we head to the bottom of the first. Good start for Caleb Hoppy. He picks up a couple of Ks and strands the runner on first after the error from Peyton Fort. To lead things off for the Squatch, it'll be Ethan Mooser, Lucas Torelli, and the newcomer at first, Kyle Finn. Not really a newcomer. He played last year for the Squatch, but just got in today and immediately gets the nod. On the mound for the Fremont Moo is Chase Nelson, 6'2", freshman from Lincoln, Nebraska, attending St. Thomas University in St. Paul, Minnesota. Appeared in his first collegiate contest on March 21st this last spring. Didn't get a whole lot of playing time his true freshman year, but gets the nod here in the rubber match. Winner takes the series. Fremont trying to get above 500. The Squatch trying to pick up their 3rd win of the season before the Nebraska Prospects come to town tomorrow night. Leading things off is Ethan Mooser. And he lifts that one out to deep right center, giving chase. It is over both outfielders' heads. Mooser will round second and hold up there. Second pitch he sees. It's a leadoff double. Well, I was just about to say he's been red hot this week. 7 for 8, make it 8 for 19. And a great way for the Squatch to lead things off. A runner in scoring position for Lucas Torelli. Made his first appearance last night in the lineup, went 2 for 5. Talked with him before the game today. He said it felt so good in his first at-bat to get a base hit and make a difference right away in his first season with the Sasquatch. First pitch to Torelli is flipped down the left field line, giving chase toward the foul pole. He'll make the catch on the warning track. Mooser tags up but does not advance. And a fly out to left from Lucas Torelli on the first pitch he sees. Nearly poked it out. Right on the warning track was the left fielder for Fremont, Tyler Wise. And here is Kyle Finn, the starting first baseman, making his first plate appearance in year 2 for the Squatch. Nelson kicks and fires, first pitch, fouled back. Finn is a journeyman, as many know, in his second season with the Squatch. Is now transferring to Georgia Gwinnett for next spring. Ground ball to the second baseman. bobbles it, goes into shallow right. Mooser will round third. Now he comes home. The throw is high. Mooser scores. Finn to second. The ball still bouncing around on the backstop. And Finn will take the extra 90 feet. And E4, Kyle Finn drives in Mooser from second on a ball that stayed in the infield. Good base running from Moose and Finn as the Squatch strike the scoreboard first. They lead 1-0. Well, Kyle Finn, as we said, he's a journeyman. Did not actually play in 2020 due to COVID after he graduated high school. Originally started out at San Diego State, just going to school for computer science. Then he decided to go to Southwestern as it was cheaper to pick up gen eds there and actually start playing baseball again. This one's fouled back by Sam Kwapnowski. After a season at Southwestern, said he wasn't really back in love with the game, so he went back to San Diego State, played club ball there, fell back in love with the game, went to Barstow Community College for a year, then to Saracosto Community College after got in contact with Justice Scott, played a season with the Squatch, then went to his school this last season, and using up his final year of eligibility next year at Georgia Gwinnett. So he's been just about everywhere, to say the least. The one place he's stuck around, though, is Spearfish. The 1-2 to Kwapnowski. Chopper to the second baseman on the high hop, flips it to first for out number 2. Finn advances to third on the play. Rob Hodges at second makes the play, but he'll bring up the shortstop, Nick Work.
Number 5, shortstop, Nicholas Work.
Finn on third after he reached on an error by Hodges at second. First pitch to Work. Hack and a miss. Up in the zone for strike one. Nick Work played just 6 hours away here from Spearfish at South Dakota State University with his older brother, Matt. Appeared in 47 games as a freshman, started in 43 as he falls behind 1-2. Finished the year hitting .132 with 5 RBIs, scored 25 times. He's a natural shortstop, but moved to left in his true freshman year with the Jackrabbits. Strike 3 called on the outside corner, and Nick Work goes down looking. Strands Finn at third. Quick start for the Squatch, a double from Mooser, and Kyle Finn drives him in on the E4. And the Squatch take a 1-0 lead as we head to the second.
The premier sports betting venue in South Dakota. Surrounded by luxury seating, our massive 42-foot seamless video wall is the largest in the area, displaying all of your favorite NFL and college football. Place your bets with our sports desk personnel or visit our easy-to-use betting kiosk 24 hours a day. The best place to touch down and catch the game is at Bet Lodge Sportsbook, located inside the lodge at Deadwood Gaming Resort.
Leading things off for the Moo, Braden Jones, Tanner Jacobson, and Tyler Wise. Caleb Hoppy back out for another inning of work. A great start in the first. Picked up a couple of strikeouts and stranded the runner on second after he reached on an error. Braden Jones stepping to the plate. A 6'1 freshman from Papillion, Nebraska, attends Doane University, along with a fellow Squatch who's standing out on the left, Sam Kwapnowski. In 46 games for Doane, Jones hit .290 with 34 RBIs and 6 home runs and scored 15 himself. His biggest day was a 3-for-4 day with 2 home runs and drove in 3 RBIs against Clark in late February to open up the season. Caleb Hoppe starts things out here in the second with a ball up in the zone. Caleb, just 22 pitches in that first inning. This one's fly to center. Trelli started back. Now he comes in and makes the catch for out number 1. And quick work of Jones brings up Tanner Jacobson, the starting right fielder. Jacobson this week is 1 for 6 with a couple of Ks. A lot of guys today for Fremont who haven't gotten a lot of ABs getting chances tonight in the rubber match. First pitch from Hoppe skips away from Gio. Jacobson, a 5'10 freshman from Blair, Nebraska, attends Cloud County Community College and redshirted his true freshman year, so getting his first ABs since high school this summer. It's always interesting to see how those kids that didn't get to play their first year in college but are getting their first at-bats in over a year this summer, facing some guys that maybe also didn't have a lot of time playing in the spring, but there are a lot of arms, especially in Spearfish, that have some serious innings under their belts. That one misses high for ball 3. Think about Jackson Peters. He's a journeyman as well. He's gotten a lot of innings, has been a guy anywhere he's gone. Here's the 3-0. There's a strike from Hoppe. But Caleb's in the same boat as Jacobson. Just his second start in over a year. Again, redshirted his true freshman year at Dakota State due to Tommy John. Finds the zone there, 3-2.
This payoff pitch is brought to you by Highmark Credit Union.
Here's the payoff pitch from Caleb. Ball 4. 1-out walk for Tanner Jacobson. Puts a runner on for Tyler Wise.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's our beer batter tonight. In the number 7 spot, number 19, left fielder Tyler Wise.
Wise has moved around on the field this week. He's only had 1 true AB. He got a base hit out of it and scored a run while also walking once, but he also pitched on the mound earlier this week. So just his 3rd plate appearance against Spearfish. Here's the 1-0. That one's low. Gio throws down, but it's not in time. Tyler Wise, a 6'1 freshman from Bennington, Nebraska, attends Kansas Wesleyan in Salina, Kansas. Made just 1 appearance in 2025 on the mound. Hoppe, long pause. Here's the pitch. This one's flip foul. 2-1. I know we told the story last inning, but how about figuring out where you're going to play baseball in college at your cousin's wedding? I thought that was just an absolutely crazy story. Said that actually it was his cousin that introduced him to the coach. They got started talking ball, and it was only a matter of time until I'm pretty sure it was at that wedding that the coach asked him to come out for a camp. And Caleb performed well, but again, midway through his senior season, got hurt, felt the elbow pop, had to get Tommy John, but he's worked his way all the way back to now. Finds the zone and works the full count. And Caleb thinks that if he's able to really stretch things out, get back his efficiency and his stamina, he could be a true competitor in the spring. But a walk here, back-to-back walks from Hoppy, puts Jacobson on second and Tyler Wise at first for Rob Hodges. Hodges has also had limited at-bats this week, just 0 for 1. A run scored, a couple of walks, and a K. Starting at second base tonight for the Squatch. 2-1, 1 out. Hoppy with some traffic on the base paths. First pitch, fouled away. Great crowd here in Spearfish for fireworks night, first of the season in Spearfish. Always seems to be a game that draws a lot of fans. Here's the 0-1. That one can't find the zone. He was the count 1-1. Runner takes off for third. Runner stays at first, but the throw down to first is not in time. An early steal from Jacobson at third. Was halfway to third before Hoppy even started home. Wise did not get the read and stayed put at first. So now runners on the corners, tying run 90 feet away, but Hoppy in the driver's seat 1-2 against Hodges. Strikeout would be huge here. The pitch is outside. Or even a ground ball, double play. The middle infield has been great for Spearfish this week. Ben Foyer getting a day off. He struggled a little bit defensively last night. Uncommon for him. His glove has been spectacular, but last night struggled bobbling the ball. Here's the 2-2. In the dirt, nice stop by Massarosa. Another full count. The Moo have done a great job of working deep into counts here in the second inning against Hoppy, driving that pitch count up over 40. Here's the 3-2. Up high, ball 4, and 3 straight walks from Caleb. Loads them up for the 9-hole hitter, Preston Gajewski. That's going to draw Octo out of the dugout. Uncharacteristic of Caleb as he limited the walks pretty well against Hastings. Did have 4, but that was over 4 innings and was able to pick up 6 Ks. But right now, through just an inning and a third, has 3 walks all in a row. Double play is still in order if he's able to get Gajewski to roll over. He's 2 for 10 this week with 4 runs, a couple of RBIs, 3 walks, and 1 strikeout. But Hoppy looking to get him to put one on the ground for his middle infield to turn. Hoppy comes set. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball misses way high. He's done a good job of getting 2 strikes. It's been closing the door. A lot of full counts, which have led to all 3 of these walks. Here's the 1-0. That one's up and in, ball 2. Watch out. Came inside with the fastball. Corners in for the Squatch. Here's the 2-0. Can't find the zone, 3-0. And now Hoppy in danger of walking in the tying run early in the ball game. The 3-0. Inside, ball 4, a 4-pitch walk. That'll bring in Jacobson from third. Keeps the bases loaded for the top of the order, and Carter Schelsmith reached on an error last inning on a hard ground ball to Fort at second.
Now batting for Fremont, designated hitter number 17, Carter Schelsmith.
There's a strike. Schelsmith, a freshman from Waukon, Iowa, attends Marshalltown Community College. In 52 games this spring, hit .368, collected 36 RBIs, and scored 45 times. That one's up and in, gets by Gio. Here comes the runner from third. He will score. In a wild pitch from Hoppy, and Fremont takes the lead here in the second. 4 straight free bases and a wild pitch. The free bags have really hurt the Squatch, especially these last couple of games. And already here early in Game 5, Fremont has used them to their advantage. No hits on the board, but 2 runs. Here's the 1-1. And when you're in a spot like this where you're struggling to find the zone, a lot of times pitchers will just go back to their bread and butter and just try and see a couple find the zone. For Hoppy, it's most likely just his fastball, trying to locate that and then can mix it up from there. But right now, it's just a focus on finding the zone. Fastball misses up and away. No movement in the bullpen. Still early in the ball game, but Hoppy struggling. The 3-1. Wave and a miss, tipped into the glove of Massarosa. And another full count. Third or fourth this inning. Again, Fremont's done a great job working deep. Pitch number 49 on its way. The 3-2. Soft tapper up the middle. The shortstop work, gloves it. The throw to first is high. The stretch from Finn gets him in time for out number 2. Nice play by Nick Work behind second base. Makes the play, but the runner from third does score, so an RBI for Carter Schelsmith.
Now batting for Fremont, number 2, Jake Mitchell.
Brings up the center fielder, Jake Mitchell. Struck out his first time up. 3-1 Fremont, squares to bunt, pulls it back. It's a strike on the outside corner. Mentioned he goes to the University of Iowa wearing the Iowa helmet. This one's popped up to the right side. Finn in foul territory, takes a few steps in and makes the catch for out number 3. But a patient and productive inning for Fremont as they work 4 free bases, and they take a 3-1 lead with no hits on the board. See if the Squatch can put a couple back on to tie it back up. Down by 2 as we head to the bottom of the second. You're watching the Moo and Squatch live on YouTube.
And for 50 years, Super 8 has been there for wherever your journey takes you. So when the open road calls for a good night's rest, you can depend on Super 8's modern rooms at over 2,000 locations. Plus, earn Wyndham Rewards points for every stay. Super 8, one of 24 trusted brands by Wyndham. See you on the road.
Chase Nelson back on the mound for Fremont. Despite the 1 run scored, it was a pretty efficient inning for him, just 13 pitches. The 1 hit from Mooser led things off. The run scored on an error by Hodges at second. And Nelson did pick up 1 strikeout. Leading things off is the second baseman for Spearfish, Peyton Fort. He'll be followed up by Diego Trujillo and Chase Scott. Fort this week is 2 for 11 with 2 runs, an RBI, a couple of walks, and a K on his stat line. Breaking ball finds the top of the zone, 1-1. Fort from Council Bluffs, Iowa, played the last couple of seasons at North Iowa Area Community College, but is also transferring to Georgia Gwinnett alongside Spearfish teammate Kyle Finn. Fouled and tipped into the glove of Floyd behind the dish, evens the count 2-2. Nelson moving quickly outside for ball 3. Fort actually knew Sam Kwapnowski. They played summer ball together last year. And when Sam heard that Peyton was transferring, he asked if he wanted to come out to Spearfish with him this summer. Here's a ground ball to the second baseman. Hodges picks it up, throws to first in time for out number 1. And when Sam asked Peyton, he said, "I've got nowhere else to go this summer right now." And basically, within 24 hours, Peyton had sent his tape off to Sam, who sent it off to Coach Scott. And Scott made the call to Fort to come out to Spearfish. Here's Diego Trujillo making his first start in the field this week. He made an appearance on the mound in Game 2 against Fremont. Did get a start at third base down in Hastings. So pretty limited at-bats for him so far this year. Here's the 2-0. Called a strike. Said he was feeling pretty sore after his start, but got it worked out last night, and he's feeling perfectly fine today. And a 3-1 count upcoming. There's ball 4. A 5-pitch walk to Diego. Puts a runner on for Chase Scott. Big night last night for Chase. Had a couple of singles. Nearly hit one out late in the ball game. Sent it out to deep left center, but it was tracked down. And had probably one of the weirdest plays you'll see. With the bases loaded, popped one up behind first. And the first baseman made the catch. And then he threw it in. And it hit off the bat that was sitting on the ground that Chase was using when he threw it toward the dugout. And somehow the throw from shallow right field hit the bat, and the runner from third was able to score easily. He said that's probably one of the weirdest things that's ever happened to him, but it felt so good just because he was so frustrated that he couldn't put a ball in play, especially late in the ball game with the bases loaded. But it felt good to get an RBI anyway, even if it came off a really weird play. They'll check on Diego again at first, but no dice. Said that the pitcher was staring him down as he trotted to first after he popped up, and after the run ended up scoring. He didn't say anything back, but he certainly looked back at the pitcher to say, "How's that feel?" Way ahead in the count, 3-0 is Scott. Here's the pitch. Outside for ball 4, back-to-back walks by Chase Nelson. Brings up the 9-hole hitter, Gio Massarosa.
Heading out for Spearfish is number 21, pitcher Giovanni Massarosa.
Rosa this week, only one game played. Went 0 for 2 with a walk and a strikeout. That was in game 1 of the doubleheader a couple of days ago. For the most part, it's been Owen Michelson behind the dish, but Gio getting the start tonight. First pitch to him is called a strike. Gio from Boca Raton, Florida, was originally born in Venezuela, but at age 9, him and his family picked things up and moved to Florida. Now attends Capital University alongside a couple of Sasquatch buddies, Will Furry and Brian Young. Has a really good relationship with Brian. Him and Gio played baseball in high school a couple of summers on the same club ball team. And that's actually how Gio ended up getting recruited by Capital. He said that the head coach for Capital was out watching Brian Young at a game, and the coach ended up texting Brian, hey, we want you, but also talk to your buddy Gio about coming out to play with us. And it seemed like a perfect match. Now Gio and Brian, BY as they call him, are rooming together at Capital. They've been battery mates for years. Here's the 2-1. That one misses away for ball 3. Rosa, a tough freshman season. Made 3 starts and 8 appearances, but last year had 44 at-bats, hit .432 with an 1167 OPS, had 14 RBIs and 2 home runs. This one's popped up to the right side, and it'll get out of play. He hit his first home run at Huntington Park against Ohio Wesleyan. And the reason why the park is so important is because that's the home of the AAA affiliate of the Cleveland Guardians. The Columbus Clippers he thought that was pretty fun to get his first home run in a minor league ballpark. Here's the 3-2. This one's lined to center. In comes Mitchell. It'll drop in front of him for a base hit. Runner from second, rounds third to throw in. It's a close play, not in time. Diego scores, the ball gets away, and both runners advance an extra 90 feet. Great base running from Diego, just beats the throw and brings the Squatch back within 1. RBI single for Gio Massarosa. And advances to second on the throw. Scott picks up third. A close play at the plate. A great throw from left by Tyler Wise. Excuse me, that was Jake Mitchell in center that made the throw. My fault. But Diego with the wheels around third was able to score. Makes it 3-2 with the tying run 90 feet away and back to the top of the order with Ethan Mooser. Coach McGonigal, head coach for Fremont in his second season with the Moo. Back out to the mound to talk things over with Chase Nelson, who led up back-to-back walks. Now the single from Gio has the train rolling here in Spearfish. Long conversation at the mound as the home plate umpire trots out there to break things up. And it looks like McGonigal wants to take a look and see how Nelson is feeling. Bach's going to pop out of the dugout and ask a couple questions. And it looks like Nelson's just trying to work something out with his right shoulder. McGonigal did motion down to the bullpen, but it looks like it's just to get somebody warmed up down there. And Nelson getting some pitches in here. Didn't look like anything happened on that last pitch, but that's normally when the scariest injuries happen to pitchers, when it doesn't look like anything happened and yet something does. 3-2 Fremont in the bottom of the second. Ethan Mooser digs in with 2 runners in scoring position and just 1 out. First pitch to Mooser is inside for ball one. Mooser led off the game with a double, was the first run to score after he was brought home by Kyle Finn. Here's a hard fly ball to right, going back, and it is caught in right field. Both runners tag up. Scott will score. Mastarosa to third, and a sacrifice fly by Ethan Mooser ties the game up at 3 in the second. They'll take it. Mooser hit it hard, thought it might get over the head of Jacobson out there in right, but he made a leaping play for out number 2. Now to the plate is Lucas Torelli. Made his first appearance last night in center field, gets the start again tonight. And he starts him off with a strike. Chase Nelson trying to finish up this inning after letting up 2 runs. Back-to-back walks, a single from Mastarosa, and now a sac fly from Mooser. And after the Moo took a 2-run lead in the top half, the Squatch tied up in the bottom. Torelli flew out to left his first time up. On the first pitch he saw, he gave it a ride, put it on the warning track, but Wise was able to track it down. Missing away, ball 3 is Nelson. Kyle Finn is on deck, the tall first baseman. Here's the 3-1. Swing and a miss, big hack from Torelli, and a full count upcoming with 2 down. Mastarosa on third. Soft tapper to the right side. Hodges gloves it, flips it to first in time to get the speedy Torelli for out number 3. But not before the Squatch tack on a couple of runs, tie things up at 3 as we head to the top of the third.
Button, it instantly allocates tip pooling and tip splitting.
Our employees love it that as soon as we've done the tip distribution, they can see what they made yesterday. It's real straightforward. What you see is what you get, and that's what you want working in a restaurant. And with Spot On, you've got everything there at the tip of your fingers.
Tie game at 3 as we head to the top of the third. Caleb Hoppy back out for another inning of work. He struggled in the last frame. Led up 3-4 straight walks in a row to score the second run. The first run, excuse me, for the Moo. Got my math wrong there. Walked 4 straight, scored the first run for the Moo, and then a ground out to short, scored the second, and they were able to bring home another on a wild pitch from Hoppy. But the Squatch were able to tie it up in the bottom half, see if Hoppy can hold them scoreless here in the third. Still no hits on the board for Fremont, but 3 runs because of the free bases. To lead things off will be Brendan Floyd, struck out looking in the first inning.
Leading off the top of the third inning for Fremont is number 8, Brendan Floyd.
Starts him off with a breaking ball and high. Hoppy said he's not afraid to open up at bats with his breaking ball just because of how much he uses it and trusts it. And a lot of times it'll throw hitters off. This one's flipped foul. We'll sometimes even go back-to-back on breaking balls to open up an at-bat just because Normally hitters are expecting to see something straight after something that broke. Even count 1-1. That one's in the dirt ball too. Fouled away, 2-2.
Remember to take your foul ball to the concession stand and get a Squatch Buck. Brought to you by State Farm agent Jody Garcia.
Wind starting to pick up. Helping righties out if they put it in the air. As this one is flip foul again. We saw it help out Torelli. He's from the left side, but was able to push it deep to left. But it died on the warning track for Tyler Wise to catch. But if any of the righties can put one in the air and pull it, has a chance to get out. That one's away for ball 3. Yet to see a home run here this week. A couple of guys have been pretty close, but haven't been able to put one over the fence yet. Here's the 3-2. This one's fisted out to shallow right. It'll drop in for a base hit. Floyd leads off the third with a base hit. And there's been a lot of that this week as both teams still shaking off some rust to start off the season. The guy at the plate's really the only one who's hit anything really hard, Joshua Hardiman. But 0 for his last 6 after getting off to a scorching hot start. Big hack and a miss on the breaking ball from Hoppy. Hardiman has 6 hits this week, 2 runs, 5 RBIs. But his last 6 at-bats have all led to goose eggs in the hit column. This one's in the dirt again. Good stop by Masterosa. Evens the count, 1-1. We talked a little bit about Gio's story earlier about his journey to baseball and getting to Capital University with Furry and BY. This one's roped over the third baseman's head and down for a base hit. Back-to-back singles, and Hardiman breaks out of his mini slump and puts Brendan Floyd in scoring position. But Gio's always said his catching ability has been his strongest tool. His glove, his arm, he's been great at blocking, can throw guys out. It's been the bat that he's been working on in this last year. Really started to find some success right off his numbers when he was at the plate. Hitting .432 in the spring, just 44 at-bats, but really starting to come around. Said this summer, really trying to stay through and inside the baseball. And said really his biggest change from freshman to sophomore year, why he thinks he had such a big jump at the plate. Gio will throw down to second, not in time, as Brendan Floyd was a little too far off second. But Gio said the biggest change he made at the plate is that he doesn't just sit on one pitch anymore. When he first got to college, he said he would mostly just hunt fastballs and would lay off any breaking ball, so anything that moved he wasn't going to swing. But he quickly realized that guys at this level can throw 3 breaking balls in a row for strikes. This one's popped up to shallow right. The second baseman, Peyton Fort, makes the catch for out number 1. And Gio said now his approach is, of course, he still wants to hunt one pitch, but it's also he's learned how to react to another pitch. So, for example, if he's hunting the fastball, that's still what he's looking for, wants to drive, but he's learned how to react to the curveball or react to the changeup, so he doesn't become victim to just being thrown 3 straight breaking balls and not even lifting his bat. Squares the bunt, pulls back, it's high. Tanner Jacobson digs in. He walked and scored in the second. Has 2 on and just 1 out after Back-to-back singles from Floyd and Hardiman. Squares the bunt again, pulls back, it's high again. Coach McGonigal trying to put two in scoring position in a tie ball game early. Hoppy comes set with the 2-0. Does not square this time, and he's frustrated as it's called a strike on the outside corner. Maybe had the bunt sign again, but decided to not even show it after back-to-back pitches outside the zone. Comes set the 2-1. Breaking ball, swing and a miss. Evens the count 2-2. Great off-speed pitch from Hoppy. After back-to-back balls, now finds himself in an even count. Strike three called at the knees. Backwards K for Hoppy. Tanner Jacobson goes down looking, brings up Tyler Wise with 2 on and now 2 gone. Big strikeout for Hoppy. Make that his 3rd K on the night. First pitch to Wise, another breaking ball, but this one's in the dirt. First time up, walked and scored. That was an inning ago. Part of the 4 straight walks allowed by Hoppy. He went around, he was the count 1-1, tried to check his swing. Again, back-to-back breaking balls from Caleb. Big gap to the right side, here's the 1-1. This one's punched foul. Kyle Finn standing a few paces behind first. Peyton Fort holding on the runner at second, and the center fielder, Lucas Torelli, shading a tad towards left. This one gets by Gio, but neither runner jumped on it, so they both stay put. Even count, 2-2. Tyler Wise at the plate, trying to punch one through the right side. Breaking ball gets by Gio, another wild pitch from Hoppy, and both runners advance this time. Go ahead run 90 feet away, still early in the ball game. But if there's one thing we've learned this week, every run counts. The last 2 have come down to either extras or just 1 run. And even on Tuesday in game 1, it came down to the final couple of outs as Fremont had a chance to push extras. And that one misses high, ball 4. Good AB from Tyler Wise. That'll load the bases for Rob Hodges, the second baseman.
Now batting for Fremont, number 1, Rob Hodges.
Bases loaded, 2 down. Hodges with a big chance to give Fremont the lead. This is high. Hodges walked and scored in the second. Now trying to pick up an RBI. Umpire asking to check his swing with the field umpire. He said he did not. Big spot for the Moo. That one just misses the outside corner. 4-pitch walk, back-to-back walks, and another run walked in. And Fremont retakes the lead. And that draws Octo out of the dugout, and Caleb Hoppy's night is over. Free bases really hurt, and that one stings with 2 outs. 6 walks, 3 strikeouts for Hoppy, and 2 2/3 allows 2 hits, 4 runs, all of them earned. 4-3 Fremont will introduce the new pitcher when we come back.
Help make lifelong memories in the Heart Ranch. Book your stay today at hrresort.org. Sasquatch fans. Number 22, from Fremont, California, and Oklahoma Wesleyan University, Eden Brothers.
Fremont. Caleb Hoppy walks in another run, 6 free bases and 2 2/3. Not the start he was looking for tonight, but still a 1-run ball game. New pitcher for the Squatch is the sophomore from Gridley, California, Aiden Brothers. Pitches for Oklahoma Wesleyan University. Alongside the other Aiden on this Sasquatch roster, Aiden Knowles, who we've seen a couple of times this week. But Brothers makes his appearance tonight. He started last weekend against Hastings, went 5 innings, had 8 earned runs, 6 strikeouts and 4 walks. This one's punched to the right side. Another run scores. Here comes the runner from second. The throw in from Mooser will be cut off by Finn, and a 2-run base hit for Preston Gajewski. The Moo tee off on Brothers quick with the bases loaded and 2 down, and they take a 6-3 lead on the 2-run single punched the other way. Here's Carter Shellsmith. Big hack and a miss. Brothers struggled not much. I mean, he had 4 walks in 5 innings, but he was getting hit pretty well. This one's lifted out to deep center, hooking to the left side. It'll drop in for another base hit. 1 run scores. Runner goes from first to third. That's Preston Gajewski, and Carter Shellsmith has an RBI single. Back-to-back base hits and 4 runs on the board here in the third as the Moo take a 7-3 lead.
Now batting for Fremont, number 2, Jake.
9th hitter this inning is Jake Mitchell, the center fielder. Brothers just a few pitches and already Couple of base knocks. Breaking ball finds the zone for strike one. I don't think any of those runs will actually go on Aiden's scorecard. All of them will be going against Hoppy, as he was the one who put those 3 runners out there. But Brothers trying to get out of this inning and leave 2 on the base paths as he's in the driver's seat 0-2 against Jake Mitchell. The pitch, missing low. Mitchell struck out in the first, flew out to first in the second. The 1-2. Breaking ball popped up to the left side, shallow left. Work goes out underneath and makes the catch in front of Kwapnowski for out number 3, but not before. The Moo dropped 4 runs in the top of the third. The free base is hurt again, and a couple of base knocks from Preston Gajewski and Carter Shellsmith, and the Moo take a 7-3 lead as we head to the bottom of the third.
I wanna shout out to the world so they know my sweet baby loves me so. She got me going, yeah, she turns me on. And she loves me, yeah, she loves me, and it blows my mind.
Hey, nice try.
Yeah, it blows my mind. She's my lover.
Leading things off for the Squatch in the bottom of the third is the first baseman Kyle Finn. His first night back in a Sasquatch uniform. First pitch is upstairs for ball 1. Looks like a new pitcher out there for the Moo as a big hack and a miss from Finn. Evens the count 1-1. Chase Nelson's night is done. Went 2 innings, allowed 2 hits, 3 runs, couple of walks, and a strikeout. New pitcher is Grant Ricknowski. The Squatch have seen him a couple of times on the mound and in the field. Evens the count 2-2. Ricknowski is a freshman from Dell, Iowa. Attends Northwestern College in Orange City, Iowa. Played in 47 games last year and batted .344 with 3 home runs. Went 1-5 in 8 starts. It did appear in 9. Had an inflated ERA of 10.29 in the spring. Even count 2-2. Breaking ball nearly catches Finn in the front shoulder. Kyle, very old school hitter with his approach. No batting gloves, the high pants and long socks. Hack and a miss, strikes out here against Ricknowski, his first K of the night.
Now batting for the Sasquatch is number 23, left fielder Sam
Here is Sam Kwapnowski, the left fielder tonight. Played summer ball last year for Chukiak. I think I'm saying that right. Chukiak Eagle River Chinhooks. Say that 3 times fast. Up in Alaska. We're going to have our producer, director, Ian Words come over and check it out. I did write out the pronunciation, but I still struggled with it. Chugiak, I think. Chugiak Eagle River Chinooks. Up in Alaska. But now making his first summer down in Spearfish. This one's lifted out to deep center. Mitchell giving chase. He won't get there. Kwapnowski has second, and it's a 1-out double. We're looking a little deeper into Sam's stats today. He started out at Northern Iowa Community College. His first couple of years was decent. Hit just under 300 his first 2 years. Really picked up his power, but boy, this last spring was huge for him, making the transfer to Doane University. Had 141 at-bats, hit .433, 14 home runs, and 52 RBIs. Led the team in both RBIs and home runs. Big addition for the Squatch, but now at the plate is Nick Work, the shortstop. And we talked about Nick Work and his year at SDSU. Not too many freshmen. He said he was very surprised because not too many freshmen get to start their first year with the Jackrabbits. But last spring, when the team made their first trip out west to California for a tournament, he was very happy and surprised to see him in the starting lineup game 1. Ended up starting in 43 all season, went 136. Hack and a miss, 2-2. Finished the year hitting 132 with 5 RBIs. Did score 25 times. Played with his older brother, who just finished up his junior year at SDSU. And something to watch this summer is the front leg of Work in his at-bats. Said he used to have a really big high leg kick, as this one's lifted out to right center. Mitchell there, but nope, it's the right fielder Jacobson who makes the catch. Big arm out there for out number 2. But Nick Work, he started off with a huge leg kick, he said. But when he got to college, said that kind of messed up with his timing, so he's been moving more to a wider stance with a toe tap, trying to not roll over as much and not be off on his timing. But he flies out here to right, brings up Peyton Fort, the second baseman, with Kwapnowski on second, and 2 down. First pitch is at the belt for strike 1. Fort studying marketing. Just finished up 2 years at North Iowa Area Community College. Will continue studying at Georgia Gwinnett College in 2026. Said that the reason why he's getting into marketing is so that he can work for the family business, Red Oak Fabrication. Said it's a 110-year-old business and wants to take over the marketing out there. And how about the family biz? But wants to continue playing baseball for as long as he can first. Here's a chopper to the second baseman. Hodges picks it up on the short hop. The throw to first is in time to get him. Kwapnowski stranded in scoring position, 7-3 Moo as we head to the 4th.
Run down to the bowl and then run back. You're ready? On your mark. Yes.
Chiropractic and sports performance. We all take different paths in life. That's why we utilize multiple different treatments here at Peak. Our main treatment is our high-level chiropractic adjustment, but we also emphasize the use of cupping, scraping, vibration massage, trigger point therapy, and active care to promote movement, strength, mobility, and most of all, pain relief. Why travel to multiple locations when you can have total wellness under one roof? Stop in today and let's get you to your peak.
(7-3) Moo as we head to the fourth inning. The Moo hit around in the third, so leading things off will be the same guy that started the third, Brendan Floyd. Struck out in the first, singled and scored in the third. But this time he'll face Aiden Brothers back out for another inning of work. Breaking ball tapped foul. Brothers is actually nicknamed Bob, which you kind of wonder, how did that even happen? How does Aiden Brothers turn into Bob? And it's actually kind of a funny story. When his mom started dating the new guy, he didn't want to tell the new guy his actual name. He refused to. So he started calling him Bob, and it stuck. So now, especially with two Aidens in the bullpen, it kind of helps that his nickname is Bob. And that's what everyone will call him if you hear the dugout yell out Bob. That's Mr. Aiden Brothers out on the mound. Even count 2-2 to Brendan Floyd. Breaking ball hits him. Didn't break enough over the plate, and it hits the elbow of Floyd. He'll take first. We've said it a lot this week, but it continues to be the storyline. The free bases are killer.
Now batting for Fremont, number 20, Joshua Hardeman.
Hoppy let up 6 walks. And now Aiden Brothers with a hit by pitch. Only 4 runs on the board for the Moo. Here's a tapper to third. Diego picks it up on the short hop, fires across the diamond for out number 1. Nice play by Trujillo at the hot corner. Charging in and picking it up on the hop. Just his second start out there this summer. A true two-way. He started earlier this week against Fremont. And now out in the field at third base. He also walked and scored in the second at the plate. I asked if being a two-way is something that he wants to continue to do. He said, might as well, as long as I can. He said that was a big reason why he decided to go the JUCO route, is because he wanted to continue to play both sides of the ball. But he knows that after this year, he's probably going to have to pick when he goes try and play ball at a 4-year. Batter is Braden Jones, 0 for 2 today. Couple of flyouts. And the breaking ball, hard chopper to short, work picks it up. The throw to first is in time. The stretch from Finn makes out number 2. Back-to-back ground outs. But the runner, Brendan Floyd, does advance to third. So another insurance run 90 feet away for Tanner Jacobson. Jacobson a walk in the second, came around to score. Struck out looking in the third. The 0-1. Chopper back to the mound. Brothers makes the play, spins around, flips to first for out number 3. Brothers leads the runner on. 3 straight ground outs and a goose egg in the top of the 4th for Fremont. 7-3 Moo as we head to the home half.
It's time now for it.
7-3 Fremont. Bottom of the 4th for the Squatch, trying to get back in this ball game. Leading things off will be Diego Trujillo, Chase Scott, and Gio Mastarosa. The free bases have been killer all week long on the mound for the Squatch. But also the bats have just struggled. But they always seem to come alive late in the ball game. But if you're Ryan Bachman and Matt Gonzalez and even Octavio Sanchez, the pitching coach, love to see the bats heat up here early in the ball game so they're not chasing when they're up against the wall.
Leading off at the bottom of the 4th inning for the Spearfish Sasquatch.
Fremont's done a good job of
Diego.
being patient at the plate and putting pressure on the pitchers. The Squatch have been somewhat patient, but also still aggressive, swinging early in at-bats. Diego's first pitch is outside. Today, Trujillo walked and scored back in the second, just his second AB tonight. Breaking ball, misses. Back out on the mound is Grant Riknofsky. Picked up a strikeout in his first inning of work in the 3rd. Swing and a miss, 2-1 on Diego. Here's a ground ball up the middle, sneaks through for a base hit just over the glove of Riknofsky, and it sneaks through, a base knock for Trujillo.
Batting now for the Sasquatch.
That'll bring up the designated hitter, Chase Scott. Redshirted his freshman year at Saracoso Community College. He had the flu in January, and he dropped 35 pounds in the span of 2 weeks. Had to really work his way back. Said he's 100% now. Bottom of the zone, strike 1. Said it was really tough having to fight through that in his first year in college. But really worked hard to get back in shape after having that flu. Here's a ground ball to the shortstop, charging, picking up on the hop. The throw to first is high, but a good stretch from the first baseman, Jones, to make the play for out number 1. Nice play by Gajewski and Jones. Trujillo moves to second, brings up Gio Mastarosa, the catcher tonight. Had an RBI single in the second. Advanced all the way to third, but could not score. First pitch to Gio. Flips it foul. Gio falls behind 0-2. Breaking ball misses high. Gio leaned back out of the way. Ethan Mooser on deck. Doubled and scored in the first. Had a sack fly in the second. He has been productive tonight. But Gio behind 1-2. Hard ground ball to the left side, deep in the hole at short. Bobbles it. There'll be no play at first. Tough play for the left side. Preston Gajewski could not make the play. That advances Trujillo to third. Now runners on the corners for the top of the order, Ethan Mooser. Really nothing the left side could do. Hardiman laid out for it. Gajewski was able to get a glove on it, but it was going to be a tough play no matter what. Here's Ethan Mooser, the Ontario, Canada native. And I asked him about how he got to the U.S. as he plays for the University of Northern Colorado now. Just finished up his redshirt sophomore year out there. And he said in Canada there's no organized high school baseball, so he played on travel teams that consistently played tournaments in the U.S. and said the biggest tool, along with the tournaments and the showcases, was Twitter. He said he'd post everything, every highlight he had. Base hits, defensive plays, everything. Anything that was clipped off, it was going on his Twitter. And he said he used that and PBR Canada to get noticed and end up at the University of Northern Colorado. The 3-0. Inside, ball 4 and a 4-pitch walk loads him up. The Squatch down by 4 in the bottom of the 4th. That'll bring up Lucas Torelli. 0 for 2 today, a fly out to left and a ground out to second. That'll force Floyd to make the trip out to the mound to talk things over with Riknovsky. Chase Nelson started the game for Fremont. Just went 2 innings, allowed 2 hits, 3 runs, only 2 of them were earned. Had a couple of walks and a strikeout. Riknovsky came in an inning ago, but now faces the center fielder with the bases loaded. First pitch is called a strike. Spearfish had a couple of these opportunities last night, including with 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th, but could not finish the job and walk it off at home. Here's the 0-1. That one's in the dirt. Great stop by Floyd behind the dish. Big chance for Torelli. Just his second game in the Sasquatch uniform. Trying to make a statement here in Spearfish. The 1-1. Inside, ball 2. Torelli, also a phenomenal player. Looking at his numbers today, he's moved around a bit. Started off at a JUCO, East Central College, then transferred to Eastern New Mexico University, where he has been mashing the baseball. Called a strike on the outside corner, 2-2. This last summer, started in all 50 games and hit .410 with a .526 on base and a .732 slug. Those are some massive numbers. He's hit the transfer portal. He said today that he's got some D1 offers. He used a hard ground ball up the middle, bobbled by Hodges, steps on second. The throw to first is not in time. But Torelli does pick up an RBI on the fielder's choice to Hodges at second.
Now batting for the Sasquatch is number 6.
Trujillo comes in to score. Mastarosa takes third. Runners on the corners for Kyle Finn. Reached on an error in the first, struck out in the third. Digs in with runners on the corners and 2 down. First pitch falls off the table for strike 1. We mentioned Finn's old-timey look with the no batting gloves, the high pants, even his batting stance. It's a little bit more old school, more straight up. Big hack and a miss, 0-2. Brings his hands through really fast. It's a quick. It's something. It doesn't. His barrel doesn't stay in the zone for too long. Here's the 0-2. Fouls it off. Doesn't have any batting gloves, but does have a guard on his bottom hand to protect it. The 0-2, swing and a miss at the high cheese, and Finn goes down via the K. The Squatch get one back, bring it within 3, but Riknovsky is able to leave a couple on the bases. 7-4 Moo as we head to the 5th.
No financial plan is established without
7-4 Fremont as we head to the top of the 5th. Aiden Bob brothers back out for another inning of work. So far for Bob, he's got an inning and a third, allowed 2 hits. No runs, no walks, and no strikeouts. Caleb Hoppy, after the runners he left on came in, finishes with 7 runs, all of them earned, and the 6 walks are what really hurt him. Did pick up 3 Ks, but ultimately the free bases are what's going to stand out at the end of the day. Leading things off for the Moo, as the breaking ball drops in for a strike, is Tyler Wise, the left fielder. He's walked twice and scored both times. As he flips this one foul, and brothers ahead in the count 0-2. Again, Bob started last weekend against Hastings, did go 5 innings, but got hit around quite a bit. Way ahead in the count 0-2. Breaking ball pulled foul. Brothers has been filling up the strike zone, but again, his stuff kind of sits over the plate. That's why he's been hit around so much. That one misses away. Brothers looks in, likes the call. Comes set at the belt, 1-2. Kicks and fires, fouled away. Good at bat here from Wise. As the sun starts to go down here in Spearfish. Breaking ball, popped up, shallow center, going out as Fort, coming in is Torelli, but neither of them can get there. And it's a leadoff single for Tyler Wise. It's been the bloop singles for Fremont. Again, not a whole lot of hard hit balls. Joshua Hardiman's really the only one that's been able to tee up any of the Sasquatch pitchers. But the little bloop singles have been working for the Moo. Brings up the second baseman, Rob Hodges. He's also walked and scored both at-bats. First pitch fouls it off. And with Brothers stuff being picked up pretty early by batters, they're swinging early in counts. So Bob's getting ahead 0-2 pretty quick, at least getting ahead with 2 strikes early, which is always what you want out of your pitcher. But he has struggled missing barrels. The whiff is what's not been there. And even though no one's really been able to get anything too hard hit, just enough of a barrel can drop in. Even count 1-1. Inside ball 2. No movement in the Spearfish bullpen. This is Brothers' game. Fouled away, 2-2. Another good at-bat here from Rob Hodges, fouling off a lot of pitches. Ball from the bullpen gets on the field as the Fremont Moo have someone warming up down in their bullpen. Not really a good sign if the ball's on the field, though. Even count 2-2. Bob comes set at the belt, kicks and fires, breaking ball, ground ball up the middle, past Bob. Backhand by Work. The throw to first is in time. Great play by the SDSU shortstop. Going to his backhand, and in one clean motion makes the underarm throw to first for out number 1. Wise advances to second as it was just a slow roller. Bob tried to go for it with his bare hand, but it was probably best that he didn't get it. Here's Preston Kieski. Of course, as a pitcher, you always want to make the play if it's back to you, but more often than not, if you can't make the play, it only makes it more difficult for the guys behind you, as it'll tip off your glove or part of your hand or something else and changes the trajectory of the ground ball. This one's flipped foul into the Spearfish dugout, and once again, Brothers ahead 0-2. Gajewski today walked in the second, singled in the third, got around the third both times, but could not score. Bob way ahead 0-2. Hard chopper to short, Work has it. He'll go to first, this time with a little extra time, but a good stretch from Finn to complete the play. Wise advances to third on another ground out to Work at short. Back to the top of the order, it's Carter Shellsmith. Well, Brothers has done a good job of producing the soft contact. It's just getting that first out. That one's in the dirt, ball 1. Wise a single to lead things off. And he's advanced to third on a couple of ground outs from Hodges and Gajewski. Shellsmith coming to the plate for his 4th time. Reached on an error in the first. Had a sacrifice ground out in the second, and then singled in the third. He's been busy. 1-1. popped up over our heads, 1-2. Another perfect night in Spearfish. Few clouds in the sky, but perfect weather. It was hot earlier today when we got started, but a nice breeze, and now with the sun going down, you could not ask for a better night.
Remember to take your foul ball to the concession stand and get a squash buck. Brought to you by State Farm agent Jody Garcia.
Brothers in the driver's seat, 1-2. Here's the pitch, up high for ball 2. Schelsmith trying to keep this inning alive. This one's roped to left, down the line and fair. 2 hops to the wall, 1 run scores. Schelsmith to second, and an RBI double for the Moo. Just stayed fair down the left field line, and a big 2-out double for the Squatch. For the Moo. Tyler Wise scores easily from third. That'll bring up the center fielder, Jake Mitchell. 8-4 Moo in the top of the 5th. Fouled away. Couple reasons why Brothers might be getting hit so well. One, he might be showing the ball a little early, but those first, well, really all night, he's been pretty quick from his release. As this one's grounded to third, Trujillo picks it up. The throw to first is in time for out number 3. We'll finish that thought in the bottom half. But the Moo tack on another run on an RBI double from Carter Schelsmith. And the Moo extend their lead to 4 as we head to the bottom of the 5th.
Offers a more personalized and precise procedure, customized for your anatomy. Get going with Monument Health, your partner for advanced orthopedic care.
Of
8-4 Fremont as we head to the bottom of the 5th. Leading things off for the Squatch, it will be Sam Kwapnowski, Nick Work, and Peyton Fort. The Squatch down by 4 after the Moo tacked on another run on a double from the leadoff hitter, Carter Schelsmith, which scored Tyler Wise. Back out for another inning of work is Grant Ricknowski. Through 2 innings, he's allowed 3 hits, 1 run, a walk, and a couple of Ks. Kwapnowski up for his 3rd AB. He doubled in the 3rd but could not move from there. First pitch tapped foul. Sam's been the heart and soul of this lineup. Last night beat out an infield single to the first baseman, which sparked a big 8th inning, which brought the game back within 1 run. But again, as we know, the Squatch could not finish the job in the 9th despite the bases being loaded. Here's the 1-1 up and away for ball 2. whenever a run starts to happen for the Squatch, where they start to string together some base hits, it normally starts with this guy at the plate. Way ahead in the count, 3-1. And he works the 5-pitch walk. Sam's got a really cool story, too. We talked about the baseball side of things, but outside of baseball, is big into his religion. Wherever he goes, whether he's back home or moving from North Iowa Community College to Doane University, gets really involved with the local church. He said he does a lot of outreach work, helping baptize people, does some Bible study work with his local church. And he said the reason why he does a lot of that stuff is because of his journey through finding Christ. He said when he was in high school, he attempted to take his own life, but thankfully his parents were home and he didn't end up doing it. And the next day, a guy at the gym that he goes to, he had never talked to him before, but he'd seen him around, randomly walked up to him and said, "Your spirit just feels off today." And Sam was so taken aback by it. And he said, "How did you know?" And he just said, "I could just feel it." And that happened to be the guy that he said he took time out of his day and started to teach him more about God and the Lord. And that's really what led Sam down his path with Christ. And he said every day he just tries to live his word through what he does every day, whether it's through his work with the churches or out on the ballpark. He's normally the guy that sticks around a long time after the game to sign autographs. And he's become a fan favorite very quickly here in Spearfish. 3-2, hot shot to the shortstop, picks it up off the short hop. The throw to second in time. The relay to first is also in time. Work thought he beat it out, but a nice play by the shortstop, Preston Gajewski, as Work grounds into a double play.
Now batting for Spearfish.
But if you ever get a chance to meet Sam, absolutely, you have to. If you make it out to the ballpark, he's always one of the last guys to pack up and go home. And was it 2 days ago we had Kids Day? He asked every single kid for their name, what they enjoy doing. It wasn't just sign the ball and move on to the next. It was getting to know the kids and the fans here in Spearfish. A guy that Ryan Bachman has also taken a great liking to, as they actually played against each other this last spring. And Bachman is also very much involved in his journey through Christianity as well. As Fort pops this one up to left. And it'll be gloved by the left fielder, Tyler Wise, for out number 3. The Squatch bring 3 to the plate, put one aboard, but ultimately go down in order. And they're still down by 4 as we head to the 6th. You're watching the Moo and Squatch live on YouTube.
New games every month at the Lodge. We are constantly updating our gaming floor with the latest fun games to keep our guests entertained with new games every month. For the freshest selection of slot machines in town, make the Lodge at Deadwood your gaming destination. The locals' choice for gaming excitement with the newest games is the Lodge at Deadwood Gaming Resort.
Welcome back to Black Hills Energy Stadium. Aiden Brothers back out for another inning of work. He'll face the heart of the order, Brendan Floyd, Joshua Hardiman, and Braden Jones. Through 2 1/3 innings of work, he's allowed 4 hits and 1 run. Again, he's been loading up the strike zone. He's just been hit a lot. The breaking ball falls in for a strike. And that was the same with what happened last weekend down in Hastings.
Leading off the top of the 6th inning for the Fremont Crew will be catcher Brendan Floyd.
He went 5 innings but allowed 8 earned runs. And it wasn't the free bases for Brothers. It was just everyone hitting him pretty well. Breaking ball misses low. Fouled away. We talked in the 5th inning about why Brothers might be getting hit. One reason is that he might be showing the ball a little early and batters are picking up on it. He does a decent job hiding it, but he does throw it closer to his ear and more over the top, which can lead to batters picking it up early rather than when it's just about to come out of his hands. They pick it up a little bit further back, which allows them to see it, pick it up, and then allows for the eyes to see the spin a little bit earlier. That one hits Brendan Floyd, the second hit batsman by Brothers. And that'll bring up the slugger Joshua Hardiman.
Batting out for Fremont, number 20, Joshua Hardiman.
The big third baseman digs in, singled and scored in the 3rd. Trying to tack on some insurance here in the 6th. There's a strike that finds the outer part of the zone. Fremont looking to get above 500 after dropping the first 2 against the Squatch. Big hack and a miss. And Brothers in the driver's seat 0-2. Throw down to first, not in time. Missing away for ball 1. Masterosa trying to pick off Brendan Floyd down at first. Big hack and a miss. Beautiful breaking ball from Brothers as he picks up a K. That's his first of the night. Comes against a big bat in the lineup, but now he'll have to face Braden Jones. Quiet today, 0 for 3. But this week, he's found a barrel, and it was a big one, picked up an RBI. That one's in the dirt for a ball. Fans continuing to trickle in here at Spearfish for fireworks night, first of the season. There's a strike, 1-1. Brothers set at the belt, kicks and fires. That one is inside for ball 2.
We're in the 6th inning. That means in the bottom of the 6th inning, if the Sasquatch
Braden Jones flew out in the 2nd, popped out to 2nd in the 3rd, and then grounded out to Nick Work at short in the 4th. Big gap to the right side with Finn holding on the runner at first and Peyton Fort playing more up the middle. Breaking ball misses high again, ball 3. Brothers yet to work a walk. He's hit 2 batters, though. As that's now 8 free bases. Trying to avoid a 9th here despite being down 3-1. Big hack and a miss. Jones trying to send that one over the left field fence. Full count upcoming.
Your account is paying you like it should. Highmark has 6.05% interest on checking accounts.
Fouled away. I know we talk about it a lot, but being a kid from Minnesota going to school in Iowa, the backdrop here in Spearfish, especially on a night like tonight, is unmatched. The rolling hills in the background as a big hack there. Pops out a glove of Gio, but the first base is occupied, so back-to-back Ks for Brothers. With the rolling hills in the background of the field and the sun setting, as every game during the week is at 6 p.m. So we're going to get a lot of nights like this, assuming the weather holds. First pitch to Tanner Jacobson is upstairs. Hordeman and Jones both go down swinging after the leadoff hit by pitch to Brendan Floyd. Lifted out to right center, giving chase is Torelli. Mooser underneath it to make the catch for out number 3. And again, Brothers strands a runner on first and another goose egg in the top half, but the Squatch still down by 4. Due up for Spearfish, Trujillo, Scott, and Masterosa when we come back.
Advanced orthopedic care, technology, innovations, and treatment. So keep exploring, keep making memories, keep going with Monument Health as your partner.
Grant Riknowski back out for another inning of work. He's been solid, just a couple of strikeouts and 2 walks, but it's been the weak contact. The Squatch have had their chances, just have not been able to get the timely hitting that they need. Trujillo, first pitch, pops it up to the right side in foul territory. It'll be a new baseball for the Sasquatch bullpen. Diego's been great today. Walked and scored in the second and singled and scored in the 4th. A two-way player for the Squatch. Making his first start at the plate in front of the home crowd this season, and he has been great. The 0-1 from Riknowski, pulled left side, but foul. Just to the left of the third base bag. Chase Scott on deck. He'll be followed by Gio Masterosa. Bottom 3 of the lineup have been great. Diego's 1 for 1 with 2 runs. Chase Scott is 0 for 1 with a walk and a run scored, and Gio's 2 for 2 with an RBI. Two and 2 is the count on Diego Trujillo. Inside, ball 3. Good patience from the two-way. Swing and a miss. Down he goes. Another K for Riknowski. That's his third. Went back to the high cheese. Diego bit at it. Quick couple of words with Bach at the top step as he goes back to the dugout. Here's Chase Scott. Big night last night with a couple of base hits. Had a wacky RBI on a pop fly to shallow right, and then the throw to home as the runner tagged from third. The throw hit the bat that he threw back toward the dugout, and the run ended up scoring. At that time, it made it a one-run ball game, but couldn't quite finish the job. Here's the 0-2. Chop foul.
Yep, the Sasquatch gets runners on and have a chance for a grand slam and hit that grand slam. Craig Weedy will go home with $10,000.
Here's the 0-2. Ground ball right back up the middle, past Riknovsky, nearly took his head off. And Scott's aboard with a one-out single. He's been swinging a hot stick. He's 1 for 2 today. Brings up Gio Masnarosa, 2 for 2 today. Picked up an RBI in the second. Scored Diego Trujillo. First pitch to Gio is away for ball 1. Little action in the bullpen. Can't quite tell who it is. Looks like possibly BY again. This one's driven out to deep left center. Giving chase is Mitchell. He'll track it down for the out. Gio got a hold of that one, but just couldn't get it to drop. Aiden, if you could switch over to the high home cam real quick. You can look out beyond left center, and it looks like the fire department is watching the game out there. All sitting around the fire truck. This one's lifted out to short right center. That'll drop in for a base hit. Ethan Mooser on the first pitch he sees gets aboard. Advances Scott to second. Let me get you a better angle here. Our first responders catching the game out in left center. Aiden Wirtz working the camera. Producer, director, and cameraman. How about that? But how about our first responders all crowded around the fire truck watching a little Spearfish Sasquatch baseball here on a beautiful Saturday night. Big hack and a miss by Lucas Torelli to start off his fourth at-bat of the day. And a big thank you to them as well for letting us use their outlet for our center field camera. Sometimes you just kind of find ways to get power to put up a live stream like this. Even count 1-1. Torelli set at the plate. Picked up an RBI and a fielder's choice his last AB in the fourth. There's a strike. Riknovsky ahead 1-2. 2 down here in the bottom of the sixth. Squatch 8-4 Fremont as we hit the 7th. Aiden Brothers on the mound to face Tyler Wise. He's been swinging a hot bat. 1 for 1 today. 3 runs scored, a single in the 5th, and a couple of walks. He has scored every time he's come to the plate. Second pitch grounds it to work at short. The throw to first is in time. Had a frog in my throat. Get that thing out of here. So the first time that Tyler Wise will come to the plate and not score. Quick out for Brothers brings up Rob Hodges. Couple of walks and a couple of runs scored. Grounded out his last time up in the 5th. Brothers come set at the belt. Ground ball to work again. Picks it up on the short hop, bobbles it. The throw to first is low. It'll stay at first, but the play is not made. Unable to pick it out of the dirt as Kyle Phil, after work, bobbled it. He's been busy over there. But that time, the short hop gets the best of him. One out, E6. Puts a runner on for Preston Gajewski. Breaking ball misses high. Sun starting to peek through the clouds here in Spearfish. Adds a nice golden glow to the field. Comes back with a strike, evens the count 1-1. That one's down the right field line as Gio trying to pick off the runner at first. And Mooser has to fire it in quickly. Rob Hodges takes advantage of the missed throw from Masterosa, and now he's in scoring position for Gajewski. More action in the bullpen. Still can't quite tell who that is. Even count 1-1. Brothers fires, pops it up right side. Finn will give it a look, but it'll find the concourse right in front of the concession stand. And Brothers ahead 1-2. Costly mistake by Masterosa. He's had a few good looks down there, but that one just got by Finn. That one pops behind Gio, and the runner will advance another 90 feet. Masterosa couldn't block that one as it just snuck between the wickets. And Preston Gajewski now just needs to put one in the air somewhere to score the runner from third, Rob Hodges. Even count 2-2. Infield in for the Squatch. Swing and a miss on the high cheese, and Hodges goes down, Gajewski goes down swinging.
Now batting for Fremont, Carter Shellsmith.
Back to the top of the order, it's Carter Shellsmith. Here in the 7th. That one over our heads. Shellsmith doubled his last time up in the 5th. Also had a single in the 3rd, reached on an error in the 1st, and picked up an RBI in the 2nd on a ground out to short. Fouled straight back again, and Brothers once again finds himself in a 2-strike count. Brian Young up and moving around in the bullpen again. He pitched a 1/3 of an inning last night. Swing and a miss. Down he goes, and Brothers picks up back-to-back Ks and leaves the runner on third stranded. Squatch still down by 4th. They need some hits. They need some runs. See if they can do that here in the home half.
Running the bases with Simpson. Now batting, or now pitching for the Fremont Moo. Their bullpen, Tanner Jacobs.
New pitcher for the Fremont Moo is the right fielder Tanner Jacobson. And Jake Mitchell moves over to right as he comes into pitch. Still trying to figure out who's out there in center as Kyle Finn comes to the plate. That one misses away for ball one. Jacobson, not actually listed as a two-way player, but he's on the mound now. This one's lifted out to center. Whoever's out there will come in and make the catch for out number one. See if we can get a number on him. Looks like a 1-6. 1-6. Which is the beauty of summer ball. Looks like Nikolai Weedy. That makes sense. He's been out there a lot this week. So here is Sam Kwapnowski. First pitch, fouls it back. So changes in the field. Jacobson comes in to pitch. Weedy moves out to center, and Mitchell slides over to right. Here's the 1-0 to Kwapnowski. Finds the inner half of the plate, 0-2. Swing and a miss, 3 straight pitches, and down goes Kwapnowski. Quick work so far for Tanner Jacobson. He will face Nick Work, the shortstop. He's struggled tonight, 0 for 3. A strikeout, a fly out, and grounded into a double play back in the 5th. Digs in now with 2 gone and nobody on. This one's lifted out to left. Coming in is the left fielder. He won't get there, neither will the shortstop. And Nick Work has a 2-out single. Tyler Wise out there couldn't make the play. Looks like Brian Young could come out to take over in the 8th as he just made his way back from the bullpen. He's pitched a couple of innings. Well, I shouldn't say full innings. He's pitched a couple of times this week. He hasn't actually, I think, completed a full inning. He's normally coming in just to pick up an out or two. This one's driven to right but foul. Peyton Fort at the plate. He's over 3 today. A couple of ground outs and a fly out. His last AB. Nick Work on first after the bloop single to shallow left. Diego Trujillo on deck. Here's the 0-1. Flip foul the other way, 0-2. That one's in the dirt. Work didn't take off. Good stop there behind the dish by Floyd. He's been a workhorse back there behind the plate. Just misses the bottom of the zone, evens the count 2-2. Close pitch, but no dice. South chopper to first, picks it up on the long hop for the out. Jones steps on the bag for out number 3. Nick Work is stranded. And the Squatch still trail by 4. Final couple of frames coming up next. You're watching the Moo and the Squatch live on YouTube. New pitcher for the Squatch is the 5'10 sophomore from Tampa, Florida, Brian Young. Attends Capital University. He's seen a couple of appearances this week, including last night when he went a third of an inning. Trying to pick up my notes and see when else we've seen him. He also pitched a third of an inning on Tuesday in the 10-9 win for the Squatch. So making his third appearance. He's gone 6 2/3. Has struck out 6 and walked 5. Actually, I believe this is his 4th appearance. He pitched a couple of innings down in Hastings as well. But now in the game, he'll face Jake Mitchell to lead things off. Mitchell, quiet tonight. He's 0 for 4. First pitch to him, misses high. Brian Young teammates with his catcher behind the dish, Gio Mastarosa. They have been buddies for a long time. They played club ball together in high school. And again, the reason why Gio got connected with Capital University is actually because of the coach coming out to watch Brian Young and ended up reaching out to BY saying, hey, we want you, but also see if you can bring your catcher too. And they're now roommates at Capital. And they've come out to Spearfish together for this summer too. Hot shot to first. Finn picks it up on the backhand. He'll take it himself to the bag for out number 1. Mitchell just can't catch a break. 0 for 5 tonight brings up Brendan Floyd.
Batting out for Fremont, number 8, Brendan Floyd.
Floyd's been beat up, has been hit by a pitch twice tonight, but singled and scored in the 3rd. That one nearly got him in the head. Jackson Peters up and moving around in the bullpen. That one misses high for ball 2. Saw him pitch earlier this week as well. Came up and visited us in the press box too for half an inning. Talked about his funky windup. Big hack and a miss, 1 and 2. If he does enter the game, what you should expect is a lot of movement. Don't really know what to look at when he throws the ball because of his second leg kick. But if he comes in the game, we'll break it all down for you. BY in a 3-1 count here against the 3-hole hitter, Brendan Floyd. That one misses up for ball 4, a 5-pitch walk. In game 3 of the series, game 2 of the doubleheader on Wednesday. But behind again, 0-2. That one's away. Peters now have the 9th. Popped up in the infield. Fort coming in, calling off Finn. He'll make the catch for out number 3. And a good outing for Brian Young. Comes in for 1 inning. See if he'll come out to face the 9th, but most likely it'll be Jackson Peters. But he leaves a runner on, 1 walk and 3 weak outs. Chances here for the Squatch, down by 4 as we head to the bottom of the 8th. And he's had some pretty nasty stuff. That one skips away. Not listed as a two-way on the roster sheet. But my gosh, he might find himself as a more consistent two-way. This one hits him right as I say that. And a free base for Diego brings up Chase Scott. Singled his last time up. He's 1 for 2 today. That one misses away 1-0. Scott's got 3 base hits in his last 2 games. Walked in, scored in the second. Picked up a massive RBI last night to make it a 1-run ball game in the 9th. Trying to move the line here with Masterosa on deck. He's 2 for 3 tonight. That one misses low and in for ball 2. Good hold there from Chase. Got to stay patient late in the ball game when you're down by 4. Don't want to be giving up any free outs. Got to find a way on. There's a 5-pitch walk. Back-to-back free bases. Puts 2 on for the 9-hole hitter, Gio Masterosa, who's 2 for 3 tonight. Couple of singles and an RBI in the second.
Now batting for the Spearfish Sasquatch.
Floyd comes out to talk with Jacobson.
Giovanni Masterosa.
Up and in, ball 1. Back-to-back free bases.
1194. 569 1194. Come up to the announcer stand.
Swing and a miss. Breaking ball drops off the table. Evens the count 1-1. That one's upstairs. The Sasquatch faithful have stuck around again. It's firework night here in Spearfish, first one of the season. And trying to create some fireworks on the base paths before the party starts after the ball game. That one's away for ball 3. 2 on, nobody out. Squatch down by 4 in the bottom of the 8th. Jacobson comes set, the 3-1, grounded foul.
We have a winner for tonight's 50-50 drawing. That lucky winner came up and grabbed his $82. The other 82 going to the Squatch Booster Club.
Full count, nobody out. Line drive over the shortstop's head for a base hit. That's Diego who rounds third. He will score. Masterosa, an RBI single. And the Squatch bring it within 3. Diego looked like Finn out there with the high pants and the long blonde hair, but it was Trujillo that scored. And it'll bring up Ethan Mooser. A double in the first, a single in the 6th, walked in the 4th. 2 on, nobody out. Pops it up to the left side. Gajewski out there in shallow left. He'll make the catch for out number 1. One pitch, one out, but still 2-1 for Lucas Torelli, excuse me. And to get that one out. Lucas Torelli comes set at the plate. He had an RBI in the fourth on a fielder's choice. Outside of that, he's been quiet. Tying run at the plate with the Squatch down by 3. Breaking ball cuts over the plate, 0-2. Diego was hit by a pitch to open up the 8th. Then Scott had a walk and Gio drove in Diego. Now Scott's on second, Gio still on first. That one misses in the dirt, ball 1. Lucas Torelli said it was massive for him in his first at-bat last night to get a hit in front of the new crowd for him. They're really trying to make an impact here in a 3-run ball game. The 1-2 tapped foul. Kyle Finn on deck. He's also looking to make his first contribution back in a Sasquatch uniform, his first start tonight. Good block from Floyd behind the dish. 2-2. Attended Lewis and Clark University. Before that, spent a couple of seasons at Hope International. Played for San Jose State before that. And actually started off in JUCO at Golden West Community College. Big hack and a miss, evens the count 2-2. In his third year with the Spearfish Sasquatch, he said this will be his last season of baseball. Trying to get into the coaching realm after this. Swing and a miss, down he goes. Big strikeout for the Moo and Tanner Jacobson as he strands 2 in scoring position as we head to the final frame. Spearfish down by 2. Need some help from the pitching staff to give them a chance in the bottom half. Brian Young back out for another. Here is Jacobson. First pitch is upstairs. Trying to help himself out as he will probably have the 9th. Well, maybe an arm up and moving around in the bullpen. At least trying to help out his bullpen buddies. That one can't break enough, and it misses inside for ball 2. Called a strike at the belt, 2-1. There's a strike, 2-2 on the inside corner. BY set. Kicks and fires that one. Watch out over the head of Jacobson. BY's missed a couple of times back there. At times flies open and lets it loose a little early. Here's the 3-2. Right back to him over his head. Peyton Fort can't pick it up. And Young almost hit Jacobson in the head, and he retaliates with a base hit right over his head. Leadoff hitter is on for Tyler Wise. Wise has been busy. 1 for 2 today. He's scored 3 times, a single in the 5th. He's walked twice as well. First pitch is upstairs for ball 1. For Spearfish, due up. It'll be Kwapnowski, Work, and Fort. Down by 3. This one's flipped foul. As long as BY can escape this 9th inning without giving up a run.
Remember to take your foul ball to the concession stand and get a Swatch buck. Brought to you by State Farm agent Jody Garcia.
Breaking ball finds the top of the zone, 1-2. Swing and a miss. Down he goes. Another breaking ball from Brian Young, and he picks up a K. His first of the day.
Now batting for Fremont, number 1, Rob Hodges.
Here's Rob Hodges. Couple of walks, scored twice, reached on an error in the 7th. Got around to 3rd, but could not score. Hodges cuts and misses 0-1. Young's been dead red so far with the fastball. A couple of breaking balls. The last one he threw got a strikeout on Tyler Wise. This one's flipped the other way deep in the hole at short. Work picks it up. Long throw to first. Takes Nelson off the bag. Trying to pull off his best Derek Jeter, but couldn't quite make the play. Would have been a heck of a play if Nick Work was able to get there. The fact he even got there on the ground ball deep in the hole, got there on his backhand, leapt in the air, was a strong throw just wide of the bag. Good decision by Nelson to just go ahead and step off and grab it. This one's flip foul. Hitter is Preston Gajewski. Singled in the 3rd, walked in the 2nd, but struck out his last time up in the 7th. BY ahead 0-1. Breaking ball just misses the bottom of the zone. Drops in for a strike. Started at the eyes of Gajewski, but drops back in. The Squatch continue their homestand tomorrow night against the Nebraska Prospects. Sunday game, or excuse me, still Saturday, so 6:05. Got ahead of myself. Saturday's game against the Prospects will start a little earlier at 4:05. Even count 2-2 from Young. So if you haven't been able to make it out to a home game yet, still a couple more before they hit the road to Fremont.
This payout pitch is brought to you by Highmark Credit Union.
Big full count pitch coming up next.
Paying you like it should. Highmark has 6.05% interest on checking accounts.
2-on-1 gone, 3-2 on Preston Gajewski. Young comes set. Fouled off. Good AB from Preston. Ball 4. Good AB from Gajewski, and Young not happy. As he's frustrated, he let that one go. Bases are loaded for the top of the order. Carter Shellsmith digs in with 1 out. BY looking for a rollover here to turn 2. Shellsmith 2 for 4, a double in the 5th, a single in the 3rd, reached on an error in the 1st, but struck out his last AB in the 7th. Looks like we have a pinch hitter, actually. So Shellsmith's day is done. We'll get you the new batter here in a moment. Weedy grounds it up. Fort picks it up. Flips it to second for 1. The throw to first is low and not in time. The run will count. Exactly what the doctor ordered, but Fort had it slow out of the glove. Worked it all he could. But Weedy beat it out, so a fielder's choice, 9-5 Fremont, but an out closer to getting to the home half. Here's Jake Mitchell trying to break the slump. He's 0 for 5 today. Swing and a hack. Runner takes off early. No throw from Gio. Two runners in scoring position. Mitchell started in center, then moved over to right when Tanner Jacobson came in to pitch. Weedy took his spot in center, and he's standing on second now. That one's away. 2 balls, 1 strike. Breaking ball misses. It's ball 4, so it was 3-1, not 2-1. So now that will reload the bases as Mitchell works a walk. And Brendan Floyd digs in.
Now batting for Fremont's number 8, Brendan Floyd.
Floyd today, a single in the 3rd and scored, was hit by a pitch twice, then walked in the 8th. Bases juiced. First pitch, lifted out to right, Mooser. Shades over to his left and makes the catch for out number 3. BY allows 1 run. Last chance for the Squatch, down by 4. Tanner Jacobson out for another inning of work. He's worked 2. He's allowed 2 hits, 1 run, 1 walk, and a couple of strikeouts. He's been great on the mound since coming in from right, but he'll face the heart of the order, Sam Kwapnowski, Nick Work, and Peyton Fort. Squatch down by 4. Last chance to try and win the series. First pitch is up and away. The Squatch took the first 2 games of the series. They won the first one 10-9, the second 8-3. And then Fremont took the back half of a doubleheader on Wednesday 5-2 and held on last night 5-4 to tie up this series. Breaking ball, can't catch the outside corner. There's a strike. Taking on the way was Kwapnowski. A double in the second, walked in the 5th. Struck out his last AB in the 7th. Here's the 3-1. Swing and a hack there, full count. Came back with the high cheese. Here's the 3-2. Upstairs, ball 4. Good AB from Sam. And a leadoff walk. That'll bring up the shortstop, Nick Work, singled in the 7th. Big gap to the right side. Weedy out there in center, shaded towards left. And the right fielder, Mitchell, playing his regular spot in the right. This one's popped up to the right side. In comes Mitchell. He will make a diving catch for out number 1. Hung up there for what felt like an hour, and it was enough time for Mitchell to come in and make a spectacular catch. And that'll bring up Peyton Fort, and the Moon were 2 outs closer from getting back to above 500. Well, they'll be above 500 for the first time if they hang on. Here's Peyton Fort, the second baseman. First pitch. Thought about it, but takes it for strike 1. 0 for 4 night today for Peyton. That one's a bit outside, 1-1. Diego Trujillo's on deck. He was hit by a pitch and scored in the 8th. But the battle at the plate right now is with Fort. 1-1. Called a strike 1-2. Squatch trying to make a comeback and get their 3rd win of the season and take the series.
Good effort, King.
1-2. Here's the pitch. Outside, evens the count. Another beautiful sunset in Spearfish as the clouds have parted. The 2-2 upstairs for ball 3. Good AB here from Peyton. Working a full count.
Fans, it's another high mark payoff pitch.
The 3-2 from Jacobson. Ground ball right side. Chopper to the second baseman. Picks it up. Throws the first in time for the out. Kwapnowski advances to second. Nice play by Hodges ranging to his left. And the Squatch down to their final out. It's Diego Trujillo. Up to him to keep this game alive. Trujillo tonight, he has scored 3 times. He's gotten on base for free twice, had a single in the 4th. Outside for a ball, 2-0. leaves it upstairs. Chase Scott on deck if we get there. Trujillo's got to find a way on ahead 3-0. There's a strike. Finds the black part of the plate on the outer half. Got to give credit to Jacobson. Not listed as a two-way, but has pitched a gem so far tonight, but works the 5-pitch walk to Diego. Brings the DH to the plate in Chase Scott. Couple of walks on his scorecard, singled in the 6th. Nearly hit one out last night, hit it to the warning track in left center. But down by 4, just needs to get on base here. First pitch is in the dirt for ball 1. Good block by Floyd. Squatch trying to scrape together some ABs here in the 9th. Upstairs for ball 2. Eight hits and 9 runs on 1 error for the Fremont Moo. 5 runs, 9 hits, 3 errors for the Squatch. The errors and free bases are what really hurt the Squatch last night. Similar story here today in Game 5. The 2-1. Finds the zone, up and away, evens the count 2-2. Squatch down to their final strike. Here's the pitch. Away for ball 3. Full count, 2 down. Bottom of the 9th, 2 on. They'll be off on the pitch. Runners take off. It's high for ball 4. Beautiful at-bat from Scott. Bases are juiced for Gio Mastarosa. Down by 4 in the 9th. And that's going to draw McGonigal out of the dugout. He asked for the infield to stay back. It's Jacobson's game tonight. Trying to get one more out to give Fremont their 3rd win of the season, get them above 500 for the first time. Squatch looking to make it a miraculous comeback in the 9th. They made it close last night, brought it back within 1, and they have the bases juiced here. 9-5, bases loaded in the bottom of the 9th. 2 down, here's Gio Mastarosa. He's 3 for 4 tonight, 3 singles, flew out in the 6th. First pitch, pops it up to the right side. Mitchell in. He will make the catch, and the game is over. First pitch he saw flies out to right, and the game is over. The Squatch made it interesting in the 9th, but ultimately Tanner Jacobson holds on. And Fremont is above 500 for the first time this season. They are 3-2. The Squatch drop to 2-6. And they lose the series in Game 5. Played hard till the end, but ultimately, again, the free bases are what hurt. And the 3 errors as well. Do a quick rundown before we hit the post-game show. Hoppy started the game, went 2 2/3, allowed 2 hits, 7 runs, 6 walks, and 3 strikeouts. And then Brothers came in, pitched beautifully, 4 1/3, 4 hits, just 1 run on 4 Ks. Did not allow a walk, but did hit 2 batters. BY came in, picked up 2 innings, 2 hits, a run, walked 3, and struck out 1. And that is the pitching for the Squatch. On the other side for Fremont, Chase Nelson, short outing, 2 innings, 2 hits, 3 runs, 2 of them earned, 2 walks, and a strikeout. Grant Ryknowski came in 8 up 4, allowed just 5 hits on 1 run, 2 walks, and 3 Ks. And Tanner Jacobson comes in from right field and pitches a gem. 3 innings, 2 hits, a run, 4 walks, and a couple of strikeouts. And the Spearfish Sasquatch drop 3 in a row at home. They make it interesting. Bases loaded again in the bottom of the 9th. That happened last night. Couldn't get it done. Same story here, just this time they fall by 4 runs. Don't go anywhere. One of the coaches will come up and join us for the post-game show. The Squatch follow the moon 9 to 5. We'll have the post-game show right after this. Welcome back up into the press box. I'm AJ Reister, joined by assistant coach Ryan Bachman. Coach couldn't get the job done tonight, made it interesting in the 9th, but we'll just start with overall thoughts from the series this week.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of positives. You know, we took 2 early, and that was big. You know, getting the first 2 of the year is always good. I think the at-bats continually got better. I think tonight, you know, keeping track of quality at-bats, it was 24 for 44 or something. Getting over that 50% mark has been something that we've really wanted to do, and you know, it's right now it's just the freebies. You know, we lost the freebie war. You know, walks, hit by pitches, wild pitches, errors. You know, we lost that 19-8 tonight, and that's tough to win a ball game that way. But man, we're still in it, and I think that's something that is, you know, even though it's tough losing 3 in a row of ones that we were in, you know, I think that's confidence inspiring, knowing that we're still in these games even though we're not playing our best baseball.
Exactly, and that's kind of been the sentiment up here with the press boxes. Even with the free bases and the errors here and there, game is still close. Made it close again. Was close last night with the bases loaded, down by 1. Got them juiced again tonight. Just the timely hitting. Had the 9 hits, they were there. Just couldn't ultimately get them with runners on base.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it was great to see that we scored some runs early. That was a big area of focus. I think, you know, again, just having quality at bats throughout was really a big thing. But yeah, it's being in it late. We got a chance. That's all you can really ask for. So really happy with the fight. That's the biggest thing. I mean, you know, summer ball is always tough because you got, you know, a bunch of guys from different cultures of teams and different, you know, levels of winning wherever they're at. But it's cool to see that these guys, you know, 9 innings, long game, still in it at the end and being engaged and having good at bats. Man, bottom of our lineup tonight was amazing. great job from Diego coming in. He hasn't played in a few days. Got on a bunch. Chase Scott got on a bunch. Moose was great again, and our bullpen was really good too. Aiden was really good out of there, and so was Brian.
Got to ask about the two new faces. One of them isn't really that new, Kyle Finn, but he just got his first appearance today. And then Lucas Torelli got in his first ABs last night. What have you seen from those two in their first couple of days back in Spearfish?
Yeah, I think it was, Lucas had a really good night last night, getting on a few times and playing well center field. Finn got better as the day went on. It's always tough showing up the first day swinging with bats, and so I think both of them are going to have really, really good years, and I'm really excited to be able to see them out there. And it just gives us so much versatility to be able to have, two guys out there that'll play a really good outfield. We can chuck Finn over at first, and they're going to hit a lot for us this year. It's just, as a team getting going, and we're going to get going here soon.
It's been a long couple of weeks. You haven't really had much of a day off except for the game that was rained out. Now you turn the page to your next series. Got 2 more games at home here against the Nebraska Prospects. What's kind of the mindset going in to close out this home stand here?
Yeah, I think just really, the goal is always to get both of them. And I think from where we're at right now, the goal is not only to just get both of them, but to play really clean throughout. And if we can play clean baseball, I think we're going to be really scary, and especially if we start to continually just build on the offensive side of things. If we can play clean, we're going to put up runs, we're going to pitch really well. So just trying to go into the weekend, continue to build, grab some momentum, and keep a hold of it, and then rest up the bodies on Monday and Tuesday.
Absolutely. Thanks for your time, Coach.
Absolutely.
Good luck tomorrow.
Appreciate
Enjoy the fireworks tonight.
Thank you. It's going to be a good time.
Awesome. Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
All right, don't go anywhere. We'll finish up the post game right after this. You're watching the Squatch and the Moo live on YouTube. All right, as you heard from the interview with Bach, we got 2 more home games left, so if you haven't been able to make it out to the ballpark, be sure to do so. Either tomorrow, game starts at 6:05. Of course, we'll be live on YouTube against the Nebraska Prospects, and then the final game of the homestand will be on Sunday at 4:05, just a couple of hours earlier for Sunday's game. Then they'll hit the road to Fremont to face the Moo in a 3-game series down there. Make sure you find your way out to the ballpark this weekend before they hit the road. Final score here from Black Hills Energy Stadium, 9-5. The Fremont Moo take care of business and take the series against the Sasquatch in their home opening series in Spearfish. We'll be back tomorrow night at 6:05. From all of us up in the press box, my producer and director, Aiden Wirtz, I'm A.J. Reister saying good night from beautiful Spearfish, South Dakota.
on top of trucks, yeah.
Oh, that was bigger. That's why. Yeah. It's used to screaming and yelling.